What? What do you mean? Oh my God. He ain't here with me. Ah, howdy, Gray. Well, somebody's been reading the messages. In case y'all are wondering, for anybody who's interested, by the way, howdy, Possum, and howdy, Scott. Great to see both of y'all. For anybody who's wondering or worried or concerned, I'm doing excellent, sir. How about yourself? Stumbo made a 3-hour drive into Tennessee. And then he's got to make a 3-hour drive back from Tennessee. And he's hoping, howdy, Patrick, great to see you, sir. Stumbo is hoping like crazy to be home in time for all of you. Well, me too. Okay, I'm here with you. But I told him I'll tailgate extra long. I will plan on tailgating extra long. So I got myself a Churchill. Now we know that's 2.5 hours that I can go. No big deal. Easy, simple, outright, no problem. Now, the reason why we're doing that is because I didn't want James to feel like he was letting y'all down just because he had to take care of himself. Y'all remember how I sign off on a regular basis? Take care of yourselves, then take care of each other. Well, he's got to take care of himself. So I know he had to go to the doctor today, somewhere off in Tennessee. Now, I'm not trying to tell y'all where he is or where he's doing what he's doing or what he was doing. But after he went to the doctor, he had a meeting. I don't know I don't know anything about that meeting other than he said it's a meeting. Now, look. Life happens. What we do here in the YTPC, we enjoy that life as best we can. And I'm going to say it like this, and I don't want anybody getting mad or the wrong idea. When real life comes in contact with this life gets put on hold and real life becomes a priority. So James, wherever you are, brother, whatever you're doing, know we're thinking about you, praying for you, those who pray, I'm sure of that. And we're looking forward to seeing whenever you get home that you're well and okay. And if you don't feel like going live, just jump in here and say, howdy y'all, I made it home, I'm safe, and I'm pretty tired, don't feel like doing the live today, and I'll finish out this cigar one way or the other, whether it be on Stumbo's Live or here with y'all. And we're taking it easy from here until Stumbo time. Now, I might have to go for a very short intermission. I got a pork loin in the oven, but I got a timer. Now, let me make sure I do one simple little thing, because I keep forgetting to do it. Sounds and vibration. Oh, let's see, what do we do here? We go with mute, temporary mute, remaining time 3 hours. All right, 3 hours from now, that'll be the next time I hear a ding ding or whatever on my screen. So it's okay from here on out to listen with headphones, people. I took care of it. Signalman Tony, howdy, sir. Great to have you on board tonight. Hopefully everything's going well in Rhode Island. I've got some funny stories on Rhode Island. Got some funny stories on New York. Hell, I got funny stories about anywhere. No big deal. Gray's got homework. Well, I am not trying to get in the way of anybody's homework. If you do not feel like you can safely participate due to your obligations to your own self and your own life, that is not going to hurt my feelings. I am not here to ruin your life. I am not here to destroy your good grades. I'm here to tailgate. What is tailgating? Simple enough. It's the show before the show. 1 hour. That's what I normally tailgate. When it calls for it, I go extra long. Call it a rain delay. Force of nature, act of God. Sometimes the game doesn't start on time. We're okay though. We're here, we got each other. Hopefully, this will be kind of fun. Now, if anybody sees Charlie, it's Boca de Boynton. I got a message for him from my cigar guy. That's right. The cigar guy has a cigar guy, and he's better at this than I am. So y'all can take that for what it's worth. When I'm around him, I listen to his cigar advice. Probably even more than y'all listen to my cigar advice. Not a problem, Gray. I don't want you to feel like you have to hang in here. This is not about trying to, we're not guilt tripping nobody. I'm not going to try and coerce you to do something. I know if you got something you got to concentrate on with somewhere else in your life, but I want you to succeed. And people want to look at me like I'm crazy when I tell people. I would prefer you succeed and not be here than to be here and accidentally half-ass something. Just who I am. I want every one of y'all to have video channels that far exceed my normal pull. I'm not trying to get a whole lot of views. I'm not trying to get a whole lot of subscribers. I just saw a somewhat of a need to say, hey, you know what? The next show's coming up. If y'all want to hang out with me, great. If you can. And if you can't, that's great too. I like it that you've got enough of a life that you don't have to hang out with this ugly mug. It's okay. I don't feel bad about putting the show on for an hour. I would feel worse about messing up somebody's life by putting this show on for an hour and them screwing off what they should be doing instead of getting that done. Now, great. If you say that you can handle it, you can handle it. And brother, I got you. I love it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you having the time and the patience to get on here. And hopefully I'm not too distracting to what you're doing. I couldn't listen to me and do math, and math is 89% of everything that I've ever done with a job. Just saying. My cat's staring at me like I need to shut the hell up. Oh well. Trump, you're mean. He'll bite me later. I don't care. All right. So I went to hang out with my cigar guy. And he tells me that next week he's going to be in Boca Raton at a Casa de Monte Cristo because on Thursday of next week there's going to be a Rocky Patel event, and they're going to have Nish Patel. No, not the same Nish as Avid Piper. At least I don't believe that it's the same Nish as Avid Piper, though. You know what? It might be the same Nish. I don't know. I'm not going to try and tell you that it is or isn't. But they've got some guy named Nish Patel, and he's going to be hanging out with my own personal cigar guy. So anybody who sees Charlie, if y'all want to try and convince him to go to such a thing, you go right ahead and tell him. Hopefully, if he sees me, he'll hear it. Oh, goodness. All right, so we've covered why I might be going long because Stumbo's driving. Hopefully he's safe and well. He'll probably jump in here long enough to say, hey, I'm going live, as soon as he gets home. Or maybe as soon as he's ready to go live. I don't know. I'm not going to try and convince him either way. What I will tell you is I'm going to enjoy this cigar. Be the second cigar today. Well, because if I'm going to go hang out with my cigar guy, I'm going to go have a cigar. What can I tell you? By the way, look for the Monte Cristo Signature Series if you like a cigar that has some pretty good flavor changes all the way through. Nice, pretty easy. But you get down to that last quarter and it starts picking up in the peppery. So if you don't like pepper, you might want to hold off on that. It's called the Monte Cristo Signature Series. And it came out recently, and I smoked it, and it was very enjoyable. Ron Hardcrackers, howdy, sir. Woo! on, that sounds like a whole lot of stuff going on there where you're at. But I do like the idea of that pipe. It seems like it would be really, really fun. Howdy, Jose Golf Piper. Great to see you, sir. Ah, thank you, sir. Of course, this is a Romeo and Julieta 1875. Don't know if it's going to come in very clear. You know what? Never mind. You've seen me smoke it before. And yeah, Patrick, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, and by the way, Patrick, if you got a hold of that bot, I appreciate it. It is very difficult to smash the hell out of a bot when you're on an app that doesn't actually run through YouTube. It runs it to YouTube. Just say it. Well, this is what is known as a Churchill, which means 7 inches long, which in my book says short, and 50 ring gauge, in case you're looking for one. Natural wrapper, but I'm going to tell you, it is a masterpiece, like most all of the Romeo y Julietas. And in case you're looking for Romeo and Julietas, start looking for any place that sells Monte Cristos. Normally they'll have some. Can't guarantee they'll have this one. Not really all that expensive of a cigar. Let me put that out there. There's some very nice cigars that I smoke that are well below $20. I did pick up some that are over $20. We're going to talk about those on different shows. Oh, yes, sir, Patrick. That digger is definitely well, it's closer to 3 hours if you don't try to really huff on it. You can get it down to 2 hours and still feel pretty good about it. Oh, Jose, this is a real nice cigar. For the price, I believe this is a less than $10 cigar. And it'll cover 2.5 hours fairly easily. Now, the Churchill shape and size got its name, of course, by Sir Churchill. And I'm going to say this. He liked a long, healthy cigar. But unlike Mr. Churchill, I don't take a paper clip and unfold it out and straighten it out and then jam it in there so that it'll hold the ash out. That was one of his tricks. He would go into negotiations, light up a cigar that already had a paper clip all the way through it, and that ash wouldn't fall off for anything. And he knew it wasn't going to fall off. And he would be waving this cigar ash that's 5-6 inches long around, and people would be staring at the cigar and forget about the negotiations and not realize that they just agreed to all kind of things. Hey, Winston Churchill, gotta love him. Now, yes, I do smoke pipes also. I believe we saw that on Friday. By the way, in case y'all missed it, almost everybody was putting out memories of matches. And in case y'all are wondering, I do have a favorite memory of matches. One of the first videos of his I ever caught. And it got me digging into more of his videos, and then, of course, catching into his lives. He was down in a creek bed, really kind of like a small gully, and he was saying, oh, there's some wind and this, that, the other, and then he started telling the story about how he lost the original Friday Savinelli. And I forget whether it was 4 inches or 4 feet of snow, but I really felt for the man. Like, damn, that sucks. But he already had another Friday Savinelli picked out, so it wasn't like horrible. But the original and how it was lost, that story, that was always one of my favorites. And yes, I will say this. I do miss John. I did lurk on his lives. But I lurked because, well, I'm really good with a snarky comment or some off-color humor. I'm really good with that. But I didn't see that as something that I should be adding to John's live streams. It didn't feel appropriate. So I would hear things and it would get me to laughing because I would see the joke from way over here. And I wouldn't type it in. I got a feeling that I should have. I should have tried participating more during those lives. I didn't understand that there was like this whole big, huge community of people putting out videos and all this other stuff, or how easy it was to sub people. I didn't know any of that stuff. I was still like just barely exploring YouTube. Not a problem, Gray. You take care. But yeah, the whole day worth of remembering John last Friday was, to me, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I watched a ton of videos. And quite a few of them, I was just thoroughly entertained. Some of them were just like, hey, I'm this person. John, we miss you. And click. Okay. But a lot of them got even more detailed than what I just did. Now, I think most of y'all know I am not a fan of IPAs. But last Tuesday, a certain guy by the name of James asked me if I could find him some beer. And I'm going to tell you, it is still an IPA. James, I hope you don't hate me. You asked for this beer, and I'm gonna get it to you somehow, some way. I'll figure it out. How about my today? Here we go. Got up this morning. Wife said, hey, we need to stock up on some of these long shelf items that can sit around forever. Okay. And she's been kind of formulating a list for 3 or 4 days. And she said, here's the list, go get it. So I started off my day going to the store to look for stuff that I hardly ever look for, because it's things that will sit on the shelves for like literally damn near forever. Dry beans, bags of rice, extra thing of mayo, extra thing of mustard. Now, here in Houston, these kind of things are important to have stocked up on, because you end up with a small hurricane, you might not have any service or anything where you're living. You might ride through it just fine, but still, if there's no power at the grocery store, you're not going to buy nothing. So you stock up on certain things. And like I said, long time sits in the cabinet, no big deal. But during the winter, you tend to go through all that stuff and use it up, and then buy some more during the next, whenever you can. Well, she got her Christmas bonus type. They call it a Christmas bonus, but it shows up, January, February. So it's Chinese New Year's bonus or whatever it is. Just saying. She sends me out to the store. I get all this stuff. I am like completely floored by the price. By the time I get home, she's got another list, and I have to go to Walmart. I love going to Walmart. Oh, let me tell you, I love going to... Yeah, can you see this face? You think I actually love going to Walmart. 95% of the people in Walmart are either not wearing a mask or wearing their mask inappropriately. I see people walking around literally coughing on stuff. It's always crowded. Oh yeah, I love going to Walmart. Of course, the only thing I love going and doing more than I love going to Walmart is taking my wife to Walmart. She can turn a 15-minute shopping trip to Walmart into a 3-hour thing. Oh. But hey, no big deal. So I get this Walmart list. I run over to Walmart and I get all that stuff. I get back. Well, I started... Oh, look, yeah, Whack-A-Bot. When Paul shows up, you can fight over who's going to smack the hell out of the bots and who's not. Now look, I don't hate Walmart. I just don't much care for being in very crowded situations with people who obviously haven't looked at the information on COVID that says those vaccines ain't keeping you from spreading it. They're just keeping you from feeling it as bad if you do actually contract it. Okay, that's fine. That's what the vaccine's there for, so that you don't go to the hospital. But I still don't want to drag it home to my house. I don't have it. I haven't drug it home. Makes me want to go out to the truck and wash down with hand sanitizer. Guaranteed I'll find every paper cut I've ever had. Oh, Rod, I could tell you stories about me behaving at Walmart. Some of them are great. I'll tell one here in a minute. Clifford freaking Higgins. How is it going, sir? Dentist to the stars. How is the weather in your neck of the woods, sir? Most of the reason why it's important is because you're only about a few hours outside of where Stumbo is, and I know Stumbo's driving. I'm a little worried about him because it's winter time and it's not exactly like that. Like a 3-hour drive is just something you do every day. Okay, when I worked for FM Global, yes, it was something I did pretty much every day. Mid-30s in New York City. Well, as you can see, it is well above 60 here. I believe it hit 70 today. Yeah. Warm with a crappy forecast. Awesome. Well, warm with crappy is better than cold and crappy at this point. Cold and crappy means roads might be slick and icy, and slick and icy roads going back towards Stumbo's area of the woods. I'm going to tell you, I don't wish that kind of crap on anybody. Oh, Patrick, it's been a great day. Little drizzly this morning, but other than that, it's been a great day. So finally, here it is, like 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've already told Stumbo, James, I'm going to get you this beer, and I'm going to get it I'm going to take it up to Brown, and I'm going to send it to you. I take it up to Brown. I go to send it to him. I have his P.O. box. I can get it to him. I know where he is. Brown won't ship to a P.O. box. So, now I'm going to tell you, I immediately jumped on the phone, shot James a message because I didn't know if he was driving or at the doctor's office or on his way to the meeting or whatever. But a couple minutes later, I got a reply back saying, hey, this is the actual address. If you're going to ship that stuff, this is the actual address. So, no, you cannot have his address from me. If you want James's address, you get it from him. I don't hand out addresses. If you want me to pass along your address to him, yes, I will gladly do that for you. But then it's his decision on how to handle that. And still I don't like IPAs. James, this stuff's horrible. God, just don't hate me when you go to drink it. You'll always see if I'm doing a yabo, I'm either hand on somebody else's address. I might show my own. Because I'm going to tell you, you show up here, I hope you've at least warned me you're showing up here. And then there's the other side of it is, right now with COVID, I don't let anybody in. So if you got to go to the bathroom, I can show you where the nearest place to go is, but you ain't coming in. It's not about you, me, friendship at all. It's about wife, mother-in-law, and I'm never putting them at risk. Family first. We get this COVID crap over with. That crap might change, but still. I don't put them at risk for anything. So sure, I show off my own address. That might put them at risk. What kind of risk? Not very much. You'd have a much safer time storming Fort Knox than you would right here, because they at least have a code of ethics that they have to follow. All I got to do is prove you were a threat to me. Hey, it's COVID. Everybody's a threat. And there you go. No, I'm not trying to tell anybody don't come over ever. But right now, please just don't. I don't want to have to be mean to somebody. You know, the guy who came walking up here and I told him I wasn't interested in anything he was selling, and he continued to try and sell me something. And listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm not interested. Go away. He eventually went away. Well, Patrick, I'm okay with people liking IPAs. I'm not a fan of that grapefruit taste. And this is not as bad as some. I've had some that I'm like 2 sips and I'll set it down and walk away from it. This isn't horrible. But if we're going to brew something that tastes like grapefruit, can we sell it in the health food aisle instead of the beer aisle? Just a thought. I like my stuff with malty and chocolatey and caramels, stuff like that. Maybe it's because I'm sour and bitter and I need a little sweetness in my life. That could be it. And I was going to do a Yabo today. I got a package from James yesterday evening, just before Nathan's prayer meeting. In case y'all are not going to Nathan's prayer meetings, you might want to check that out. Good time, and we end up with a little bit of prayer at the very end of it. Now, for any of y'all who are worried about whether I'm a Christian or not, no, I'm not. Nor am I Muslim, nor any other religion. What I am is able to say I respect anybody and their way of how they get through this world. And there's a lot of people out there that they pray about stuff. And you know what? I'm not going to say that it doesn't work because I think it might. But it just doesn't work for me. Patrick, yes, Nathan goes, or I agree with you. Nathan does great prayer meetings. You're not going to burn up a whole hour. He hasn't gone a whole hour yet. And it's not all just doom and gloom, pray for me, pray for me. No, we talk and we chat a little bit before it all gets going. He was telling me about some wild turkey rye last night, and it sounds wonderful. I'm just not a rye fan, but maybe I just haven't tried the right rye. Normally it just burns too damn much for me. I'm not saying it's going to burn too much for everybody, but I like bourbon. Bourbon burns enough. I don't need to drink. Oh. God damn. All right, Cliff. Wow. You take care, brother. That's a rough lick for anybody, especially with two girls. That 42. For me, that's 5, almost 6 years ago. So, yeah. Wow. Ouch. Oh, good Lord. Oh, that Knob Creek sounds pretty good there, Patrick. And Ron, that, man. The world's gumming apart in seams. James Stumbo, holy cow. And Robert. James, not a problem. I'm not a fan. But I'll get through it. And I hope you enjoy it. Now, I know if James jumped in here, he has got to be home. And that is its own blessing. Well, Cliff, I'm going to say, there were a lot of people that were praying for James today. I'm so happy that the weather was nice enough he could get there and get back with no major issues. But yes, James, I got your message. I will get that out to you tomorrow, or I will get it going towards your location tomorrow. I'm not going to say I'm going to get it out to you tomorrow because that sounds wrong. Howdy, Jeff. Great to see you, sir. Cliff, if we're not here when you come out of there, it's because we are in Kentucky hanging out with James. So take care and be well, Cliff, and we'll see you when real life has not taken its best shot at knocking you down. And life has a way of doing that. It's going to try and knock you down. Let's be honest about it. I think that's the purpose of life. It goes to knocking you down, and you got to take life one lick at a time, you know. You get your lumps, you pick yourself back up, but you got to be prepared, because life is going to come back around and get you again. Jeff, that's horrible. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you doing okay? And yes, Robert, you're correct. Life sucks. Now, I'll tell you the way I got through most of my life. I stopped concentrating on all the bad crap that happened to me. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I'm doing well. There's some others that aren't, but I am doing well. And howdy, Ben Greenman. Great to see you, sir. Hopefully everything's going well with Sharon and Ben as well. Well, Jeff, hopefully there's a way that you can not concentrate on just the loss, but you can find a way to remember all those good times that made your friend such a good friend. Quite literally, I had to stop concentrating on the bad side, because there was so much bad in my life, and I just didn't want it to be that way anymore. When I started concentrating on just the good side, it seemed like the good sides got a little better. That might not work for everybody, but it worked for me. And I thought my life was pretty much, well, it was good for the toilet, because it was shitty. Ben, I'm glad you enjoyed that jamon. As I have said to many, many people, the jamon is the best $5 cigar on the market. But you got to buy them in a full can to get them for $5 each. But so worth it at that price. And now I'm going to tell you how I came up with the theory of just really concentrating on the good times, even in situations where you've lost friends. There was an old Irish guy that I used to talk with from time to time. We'd sit and have a cigar when I was lucky enough to sit with him. And he told me that the reason why the Irish have wakes is because life in Ireland sucks in general. So it's always best to remember all the good times. And I was looking at this 80-year-old man as I was 30-something-ish. And seriously, I'm going to tell you, I was hating life back then. There was a lot of my life that was miserable. But what he said to me made sense. And I gave it a shot. And lo and behold, it seemed to work. Now, I'm not going to try and be some sort of guru. I'm not going to try and preach mental health to people. But when your life is the hardest and you really need a light, start looking at those mountain peaks that are your life and start trying to forget about all those valleys that you fell down into on your way up to those mountain peaks. Remember, good times, bad times. Good times. So good times are like the peak of a mountain, and bad times are like hitting the bottom of the valley. And for those of you who pray, remember, yea, though I walk through the valley of death, not the mountain peak of death, the valley of death. It's there. Oh yes, a dirge to go to it and jazz to walk away. I'm pretty good with that too, Patrick. Not a problem, Jeff. Just don't get depressed on it, Jeff. I know what you're going through is heart-wrenching and sad right now, but don't let it drag you into a depression. A lot of times that happens. And we want you around. Ooh, whoa. Mad Dog 2020 Banana Red. I've got to stay away from banana. That makes me want to take my tongue out with a Typhoid Mary's razor blade. The only banana thing that I actually like is banana pudding. And I don't know why. Don't come at me, bro. I like banana pudding. Maybe it's a southern thing. But I get my one bowl of it per year and I'm done with banana pudding. Howdy, Steve and Miss Kathy. Great to see the both of you. Hopefully all is well in Oklahoma, though Ron has been telling us stories that all is not well in Oklahoma. And my allergies are driving my nose crazy, so I'm sorry that I'm doing this a lot, but oh, Scott, I'm not going to say I never drank Mad Dog or Cisco or Boone's Farm or whatever, but I tend to steer away from it. Howdy, Zippo 765. Doesn't have the same ring as a 0 on the end, but we're here for you, Zippo. I am not a big fan of any of the Mad Dogs, quite honestly. I watched too many guys get to feeling that they were way too bulletproof. And then they found out that they were wrong. I think Mad Dog drives people insane. Well said, Robert. Well said. And Mad Dog is more powerful than Skittles. I'm not sure. I'm not even going to try and figure that one out. My only problem with Mad Dog is that I get to look at it in hindsight, and hindsight is always 2020. I could finish that line, which would be, hindsight is always 2020, but looking back is still a bit fuzzy. Oh yeah, Zippo, I'm right there with you. Yeah, you drink enough that Mad Dog, and you will find yourself picking a fight with the biggest person in the room, and you do not have the ability to hardly even stand up straight, much less fight. But go for it, boy. Thanks, Zippo. Yeah, that's yeah, I can do Dave pretty good. I ain't exact, but I can do Dave pretty good. Franzia. Oh, box wine. Yes. Wait, Franzia is box wine, isn't it? Maybe I'm picking the wrong grape there. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Let me check the time real quick here. Let's see. 5:53. Okay, 7 minutes till Stumbo. Good. I didn't think I was wrong there, Robert, but it's good to get the confirmation. Yes. Adult Capri Suns. Awesome, huh? There's a company here in the Houston area that makes a margarita in a bag with a straw. You can literally freeze it, jam the straw in there just like a Capri Sun, and oh yeah, but 3 of them down and you are lit. You do not even realize it, but they make them very, very strong. I'm not saying Franzia is bad, but in the world of wines, it's not going to be like, I mean, you might be able to find it at Olive Garden, but you're not going to really go to a wine garden and actually get a box of Franzia. Well, Scott, if you drink a whole box of Franzia, you better be laying down. So, hey, good tip there. I like it. Oh, good Lord, Ron. You can buy Franzia on Amazon? Awesome. And I don't know the company name of the place that makes the oh, Zippo. Nice. Toilet humor is always appreciated here. Borked and sporked. Who cares? It's fine. Don't have to worry about typing perfectly. That's not what this is about. Nobody's typos are being graded today. Trust me, my typos are so bad that Google half the time says, I don't know what you're trying to type. Can you rephrase the question? I just try my best and hope that autocorrect actually works for me that day. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a little bit too much like 20 grit butt wipe to really enjoy great wine. $4 a bottle. Good call there, Jeff. Good call. I thought it was right around $6 last time I saw it here in the Houston area. So if you can get it for $4 a bottle, go for it. Oh, wrapped around a shovel all day. You know, that sounds like work, and work is a 4-letter word, and I try to avoid that at all costs. Mostly because 4-letter words would get your ass whooped here in the Houston area. Well, by my parents anyways. I'm not trying to say that's what happens to everybody, but it's what happened around here. Scott, now that is funny and interesting news. Personally, I like a Shiraz, which is spelled with a Z on the end, so it looks like Shiraz. Howdy, Martin. Great to see you, sir. And the other wine that I happen to like is a Beaujolais. And if you're asking me to spell Beaujolais for you, don't. I can't. I know what the bottles look like. I know the word on the bottle, what it looks like, but I am not going to sit there and try to spell check Beaujolais, because that's not going to happen. I know how it's said because I know a guy who told me. And I know that Beaujolais is made from the Gamay grape, and that's the extent of my wine knowledge. What I don't know about wine could fill up the Library of Congress. What I do know about wine would not even fill up a thimble and still leave plenty of room for something else. Nope. Best thing I could do with wine is throw some Velveeta out there and tell you it's a cheap date. I wouldn't even know what cheeses to put with wine. Taste the taint, taste not taint, whatever. Don't worry about it, Scott. It's fine. Patrick, thank you, sir. That is how to spell Beaujolais. In case anybody's wanting to know what my two favorite wines are, Shiraz, which looks like Shiraz, and Beaujolais, which is spelled just like that. I don't go on spell check to try and find this stuff. I just go and find the bottle that says that. And that's when I know it's going to be perfect for me. Martin, I'm right there with you. It is exactly like tobacco or cigars or whatever. I tell you right now, I can't stand an acid, but acid is the literally highest selling line of cigars on the planet. In fact, it's so ridiculous that the Cuba Cuba sells 2 cigars for every 1 cigar that is not a Cuba Cuba. Think about that. There's gotta be people that like it. Just because it's not me does not mean a damn thing. If you're judging everything by whether I like it or not, you're judging it wrong. And by the way, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that information. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages over the age of 21, thank you for showing up and enjoyed this time with you. So glad we could hang out today. Now, we're going to go head over to Stumbo's and enjoy his time with us. As per always, remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. We shouldn't be told, but I'm saying it anyways. And as always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care. I will see you soon over on James's channel. Bye for now.